Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors in Winston, Chester. I'm glad you're here this Monday morning. A lot better weather than we had this weekend. Got some rain forecast, but anyway, a lot better weather than we had last week. So hope all of y'all had a great weekend. I'll be showing some pictures tomorrow of activities all throughout the Panhandle, fishing and hunting. So let's start with our weather now, brought to us by Hayden Technical Center. We're looking at a warm day. It's getting up to about 69. Low tonight's going to get down to about 46. So that's pretty good. But here's what's amazing about the weather this morning. The water temperature is reading, and this is NOAA reading, 51.6. That's the coldest the water has been in this year, this whole winter season. And that's just downright cold right there. It's not going to get much colder than that. It may get a degree or two, but that's really cold. Dropped 2 degrees. This time last week it was 53.8, so it's dropped 2 degrees. And that's a pretty strong drop right there that fast. And you can see the reflection of it in the weather we had. Monday moon phase brought to us by Sandhill Seafood. We're about at a 21% visibility. I'm going to start doing it in percentage sometimes to let you know we're on a waxing phase. We've got a full moon 1 week from today. The half moon will be about Thursday of this week. So, you know, once it gets to this stage, it sort of pops on up there pretty fast. So 21% tonight, and it's going to be some good outdoor weather. Looks like this whole week is going to look good. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home. We're looking at low tide at 8:27 and high at 11:55 tonight. Marine forecast south-southeast early part of the day coming in at about 12 to 14. Going to shift on around and come out of the west at about 9 later on this afternoon and tonight. So that's a big swing right there. So, pretty strong wind. So if you're out on the water, you really want to be careful today. So to take your time out there and make sure you understand where that wind direction is going to come from. We'll take a break and be right back. Okay, welcome back. We'd like to give you fishing and outdoor reports, of course, especially on Friday, on the famous Friday fishing forecast, but I like to do them during the week sometimes, and even on a Monday. I got this in, but I didn't get a chance to talk about it on Friday's report. This is from Chalkatchee Bay, and I want to go ahead and show this one to you. This is from Bill Roxby. Hello, Winston. This is Bill Roxby. Yes, I do have a fishing report. The 331 bridge, little or nothing happening there. A lot of dead fish on the shoreline. The water salinity is almost fresh water. Fishing the Midway Bridge and Destin Bridge, good-sized sheephead and triggerfish offshore on some of the wrecks. And the north side of the bay, the salinity is better than the south side. And here's a picture of some of the trigger and sheephead caught. And that's really a good report of it. Thank you, Bill. And anytime you have a report and all, send it to us. Sometimes we'll do it on Friday, sometimes midweek. But anyway, just keep us all informed, and we'll all appreciate it. Okay, let's get back to some pictures. I want to start the morning off with some pictures here. Okay, now look who we're going to start off with. Our buddy, Ken Paramore. Persistence paid off this morning despite the coldest day. This was last Thursday morning, the coldest day of the year so far. It was 19 degrees and a bit sporty on the fingers and toes, but that's a really nice bug, Ken. And I admire you for getting out of that cold weather like that. That's a good job, and you see the results of it. Great picture there. All right, good job. This is interesting. This is one of my buddies, Michael and Christina Parrish, and he put it on Facebook. He put my name on it, Winston Chester. This one's for you. These are all personal finds of the wife and I almost over 2 decades ago while diving the Chipola River. Okay, I'm gonna go to another picture. Okay, here. Now listen, let me talk about this a second. We used to, all of us, you know, my generation, all growing up, we'd find arrowheads and points and all over the place, and we'd all have collections, lose some and find some more and all that. And it was all fine, nothing was wrong with it. And then they come out with an Antiquities Act, and I was asking Michael when it was put in effect. In 2005, that became law. And now, if you take anything old like that, pottery, and I used to take a lot of pottery, you know, not knowing it better. And I mean, it's sitting there in the ground, and nobody could ever see it. I could show it off to people anyway. I always thought it was a good idea. But anyway, it's against the law now, so don't do that. If you have a collection, that's fine. You'll be grandfathered in. But in 2005, they passed the act, and they say Michael was telling me it's an actual felony to start bring anything up out of Chipola or anywhere, any kind of arrowheads or anything like that. But thank you. What a great collection. Look at that picture there. That's some beautiful stuff. The Chipola River, folks, I want to tell you about that Chipola River. It was just a gold mine of artifacts and all over many years ago. And I know Mr. Chasen, Hub Chasen, and all of the old timers found stuff. They found prehistoric stuff. They found stuff with old bones and all with arrowheads in them. I'm talking about prehistoric stuff. It was amazing. But anyway, enough on that. But I just want to show what a beautiful collection right there. Thank you, Michael, for sending that. Before I get into this one, if you're in a hunting party and you got a buddy, and you got to have the right camaraderie, you got a good camaraderie in these hunting parties. But you get a buddy, don't get a buck this year, or don't get a deer. Here, you give him a participation trophy for the 2017. 2018. Ronald Mathis, you guys up there in Bear Creek Hunt Club, I know y'all gonna do something like this. Make sure they're not rookies and everything, because they hurt their feelings. But if you got somebody to really rib and all, that can take it. Participation trophy for the hunting season. All right. Okay, I got that one. And okay, check this. Amanda Whitehead got me a 5-point with my Panhandle Outdoor hat. This is my lucky hat. I said, that's awesome, Amanda. Way to go. I'll show it on Monday. Thank you, she said. It was all because of my lucky hat you gave me. It still has your autograph. I remember I autographed her cap there. But look at that. Nice buck up there in Tuloja. All right, good job, Amanda. All right, now, also on here, I want to show you one more picture. I got a mallard on here. Right here, check this out. Keelan Alsabrook. Okay, should I mount my first mallard drake? And I answered him, said, yes, by all means, you mount that first mallard drake. And I said, here's an example, because I did. Okay, this right here, folks, is my first mallard drake. And I was very proud of this. It came out of Deer Point Lake many moons ago. But it's hard to get mallards, wild mallards. And when I got this, I said, there's no doubt in my mind, I was up at Tharp's Fish Camp, and with Calvin Harrison, and we were fishing sort of out in that area there, and the male and female flew over, and I could tell. I picked out the male, and I think Calvin tried to shoot the female. He missed him, but when I got that, I said, I'm gonna get that mounted. And so anytime you got a kid or something, or those on the first buck or whatever, y'all get those things mounted. But this is special to me. I had a beautiful wood duck mounted also. I've shot more wood ducks than I probably should have over the years. And the male, we talked about the male wood duck looks so pretty and all. I had one mounted just because it was so beautiful. I had it in my garage, and I came home one day and the garage door had been open, and there was a time we had cats in the yard, and one of the cats had gotten in the garage and attacked the bird. Somehow, I don't know, got up on the water pump, attacked it, and it just ripped it all into shreds and all. There's feathers all over the garage floor. But so I don't have that mounted anymore, but the wood duck male is beautiful, and so is this mallard drake. All right, so definitely you want to get that one mounted, Keelan. Let's take a break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Now we're getting ready to show this video, a little 6.5 minute video, and it's not hunting, it's not fishing, but you know as well as I do, we don't hunt and fish all the time. There are other times we have what we call downtime, where we try to catch up on stuff we've been wanting to do for a while. And since I retired, I've been able to start catching up on some things I've been wanting to do for a long time. And so sometimes in the middle of the day, I can go do them. And of course, I've been extremely busy, and people ask me what I do with all my time. So I said I've really been busy as I ever have, because there's so much that I want to do and need to do. So anyway, this video is a little bit different, but it talks about, and I explain it, so I'm not going to explain it 2 times to tell you now, but it's, but how you can save time and have more time for the outdoors. And yes, and it's an outdoor activity. And it's sort of humorous. Gail was filming; she wasn't helping. She was sort of filming, and so let's go, Jeff. Let's go and roll this. It'll explain itself. In all of our lives, there come a time where things sort of change a little bit, and you evolve. And I don't care what stage you are in life; these things just happen. And I found myself in a situation a little while back where I'm doing a lot of things by myself, and I want to go back to when I was a kid. I was over with my brother and my dad. You heard me talk about it so many times. We did things together, and then we got grown, and so I separated, and we still help each other out. And I'm talking about doing manual jobs around the farm and places like that, and then you have kids, and they get old enough to help you out, and they do things for you and all kind of stuff like that. And then you got buddies always coming over. Hey, call them up. They always show up. Hey, can you give me a hand on something? Or hey, can you give me a hand, Johnny or Benny or whatever? And they'd always show up. And then it evolves into your son, and son-in-law helps a good while they're grown. Then they get scattered and busy with their families, and and so what I'm saying, it comes to a point in time where you go back to like when you sort of make the cycle back to like you were a little kid when you played in the backyard by yourself, and now you're an older man and you find yourself doing all these little chores by yourself. Now, with that being said, that not necessarily good or bad, just a fact of life, but I think a lot of y'all out there know what I'm talking about. I miss the companionship, and of course I miss the help and all, but I still try to get things done. So what it's forced me to do over the years is find shortcuts for one-man jobs. I've done a lot of one-man jobs over the years, over the last probably 5 or 6 years by myself, and I was trying to always look for shortcuts. So I was out here yesterday, I'm right across the road from my house. I got some property, and I'm moving some fence posts, digging up some fence posts. Well, if you ever dug up fence posts, that's just a chore. And I've got a shortcut I want to share with you, and this one over here, I'm going to use this one as an example right here. Okay, so the first thing you want to do, of course, you want to dig around it. I've got a start on it. I'm going to dig around it. Walter put these posts in. He did a really good job because they're in really good. So dig around it, and then what I did next was bust up the concrete, and I had a sledgehammer is best, but next to that is an axe. Okay, so what you can do that old concrete will just bust off like that. You can get all the concrete off. So anyway, you'll want to just free it up just a little bit. Now it's down deep and it's down solid. So I can spend about 30 to 45 minutes digging. Or I can do this unique method. So watch what we're going to do now. Okay, I dug out around it, which was easy to do because the ground's soft. Now what I'm going to do next, I see this chain right here. This is a special chain. I want to tell you why it's such a good chain. My granddad handed it down to my dad. My granddad used to log, and when they actually made the virgin cut in the 1930s and all, in the Panhandle, and everybody did some logging. And this is one of the chains he used, and we just kept it in the family. Now, that's not something you pass down all the time, but we pass down the chains. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going down here. I'm going to put the chain around the post. Okay, I'm going to get it tight. Okay. Now, here's a trick we're going to try. It may or may not work. It's worked before, and it's failed before. Alright, so what we're going to try to do, I've got some mud here, I've got a freestanding tire, and we're going to get it back about as close as you can, really, so it'll stand up by itself. That's the mud I took out of the hole. I'm going to put it over the tire, try to keep it centered. I know everybody's got it. I didn't want to hook it up here. Make sure it's aimed straight toward the truck. All the little fine points right here are important. Okay, so we got it pretty snug there. And if you see, the purpose is to pull it up, try to pull the pole up. So I want to get it a little bit tighter here. Okay, so let's put the pressure on it right away. So let's see if this works. What happened? Did the tire fall? Well, you got a camera on, turn the camera off. All right, it'll work this time. Okay, that's just you know as well as I know how hard that is. I mean, I've been here another 30, 45 minutes. And this is a little trick we learned a while back, a long time ago. And I got 2 more to do this way. But, you know, we always do tips on fishing and hunting and all. But a true outdoorsman does work on the farm and all kind of places like that. Any kind of shortcut we can get to save our energy and give us more time to go fishing and hunting, that's the purpose of doing this. So hope you learned something. Maybe you get to use it. All right, we'll see you. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a quick look at our fishing game times for today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers. We're looking at 3:49 to 5:49 this morning. We're on the tail end of it. And this afternoon, 4:12 to 6:12. It'll be a good time there. Let's add one name on here, Johnny Christopherson. Johnny, got your name in there. Got some more to add tomorrow. Judy Sapp, I got yours. I just didn't have the card here with me at the station, so we'll add some more tomorrow, okay? And now, I do want to One thing I want to mention on the video. I hope you enjoyed that video. It was fun doing it. It was sort of spontaneous to do it because it made me think about, you know, you do these kind of things to save time and also make it easier. But I moved 3 posts in that video. We videoed the first one, and it was about a second, third try it took me to get that one. And then the second post that I pulled up, folks, it was textbook. It pulled up in 1 try. It was perfect, and we should have videoed that one. And then the third one took me like 6 attempts. The chain kept coming off. I would recommend if you have a wider tire that'll keep the chain on. And also, if you got somebody else there with you, you want to tighten up that chain and then pull it. And what I had a little bit of slack in the chain, and that's why the chain came off. But that's just a fun thing to do. And as the gist of the whole thing is, you know, as I said in the video, we do a lot of things with buddies and friends and family, and somehow they just sort of fade away for various reasons, and a lot of times you're left having to do stuff by yourself. So that's what that's about. Okay. Now, last week, you know, I know you saw it on the news and all. We had a whale sighting, the right whale sighting, and Greg Taylor, one of our loyal viewers. Greg, I've talked to him a lot. He watched the show a lot. We've communicated a lot with email. He's a good outdoorsman. He works for Counts Realty. The couple that saw that right whale were 2 of his customers, a couple that he knew. So he let me know about it before it even made the news. And then when they told me about it, I texted him back or emailed him back, you know, all the authorities know, and all of a sudden it blew up all over. He sent me this email back. I'm going to read part of it because it's really fascinating, because I didn't know this either. There's only like 400-something right whales left in North America. So I'm going to read this because it's good information, and we don't realize how rare that sighting was. It went worldwide that they saw a right whale in the Gulf of Mexico. Okay, here it is. Yes, I contacted our local lab, and the International Whale Research Station was also contacted. It turns out it was a big deal. If you Google right whale, it has already been noted worldwide in the whale circles. I guess, you know, the group of people who keep up with whales. The New Brunswick News, okay, has already run a feature. Okay, and then it goes on to say, the really sad part about all this is that there are projected to only be less than 450 of these remaining in the world. Okay, with only, get this now, only about 100 breeding age females, and that's not very many for worldwide, left in the whole population. So it goes on to say they got, listen to this now, they got the name right whale. I didn't know this. I always thought it had something to do with one of the fins on the right side or something, but they call it right whale because they were the most valued breed of whale to be caught. When whalers came across right whales, they were thrilled because they stood to make the most money off of them, kind of like finding something like a stone crab after you eating blue crabs. But that was if you saw a right whale, they said that's the right one. The old whalers and all did that. So here's some pictures. Basically, you just Google them up and see if you ever see one. I'll definitely take a picture and let people know. And fascinating to see these. Okay, and anyway, the right whale, and right here off Panama City Beach, I got to thinking those folks were just out there. A lot of people probably saw it, and most people didn't even think much of it. But when you see something, a lot of people thought it could have been any kind of sea mammal or sea lion or something like that, or manatee. But the lady just kept looking at it, and she knew it was something different also. That's what's neat about, people that just look and observe nature. We talk about it all the time. You can do it from a tree stand. You can be out in a boat and you see something that, wait a minute, look at that. That's a little bit unusual. And then you click away. Now with the phones and all, phone camera just been awesome to be able to do that. So, keep your eyes and ears open. And I just was fascinated. Greg, thank you for the feedback on that. Okay. Now we got about a minute and a half left. I don't have time to get into my next segment. I do have some stuff I was going to talk to you all about, but I'll put it on tomorrow. I will say to continue to send in your name for the contest and all. And this week now, I'm going to show you a picture because the big thing on let me show you this picture, because we're right in the middle of the rut, and I wanted to show you this picture really quick, and I'm going to talk about it more tomorrow. But take a look at this picture here. See the colors? This is the breeding times or the rut times for the deer in the southeast. Fascinating looking at the color, this quality deer management. Actually, two people put it together, biologist Dwayne Diefenbach from Pennsylvania and Steve Shea, our own Steve Shea did this. So I just want to take a look at it. You see what's fascinating is that little pink area in our far western Panhandle. We're going to talk about that later. But you can see, I love that color chart and the details on it. And that's just research, that's pretty good genetic research they do. But we'll talk about it tomorrow. Let's wrap it up today. We'll always ask you to do something good for your fellow man. You have a great day. Enjoy the great outdoors, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.